From the Heritage Center in Duluth, Joe Rulin joined along with Ryan on the camera in this QCTV sports presentation. We're just a moment, literally a slap shot away from dropping the puck. It's the Anoka Tornadoes taking on Duluth East. Both teams probably not the most successful season, but the consistency I heard from both the coaches is the kids' mindsets. They're ready to get at it, and they're ready to play. The other consistency was they want to have an opportunity to play one more game, and I think we'll see some fire here on the ice tonight here from Heritage Arena in Duluth as we get ready to drop the puck. It's Anoka and Duluth East as they take the ice and get ready to drop the puck. A good set here as we get moving ahead. Final tunnels in play. Keep in mind, hey, both teams at 6-18-1. That is for Anoka. Meanwhile, for Duluth East, they have that mark of 3-22 goals. They have come at a premium this season for both teams. In fact, for Duluth East, they have scored 50 goals. Their opponents 132, and for Anoka, 49 goals scored versus the opponents with 129 on the season. Specialty units, I think, could probably be the game changer here tonight. And, of course, these goaltenders as well. One to keep an eye on, Nolan Nygaard. Impressive season, over 1,000 minutes between the pipes. Goes against a 5, saving percentage at .861. And, of course, it's Rosenau between the pipes for Anoka, and he has a save percentage of .890. Here comes Anoka in quickly, a quick wrister right out of the gate. Moving it through and right off the faceoff, getting a good spark and a little juice. Circling back now, Roof had it there momentarily. Roof on that line with Janussi and Lafferty. Down to the ice goes Lafferty. Meanwhile, the Greyhounds trying to get possession. Some good forechecking now. Top of the faceoff circle. Release. A good-looking shot by Brady Roof. Couple of quick shots on, and now back the other way as the Greyhounds will try to apply some pressure. The Tornadoes circle in their own end and will carry out across center ice. They had a tough loss to Mankato by a score of 2-1 just a couple of nights ago. But a chance there as Coach Machula said, you know what, we got the team, I think, headed in the right direction, a good mindset, and ready to have an opportunity to play one more game this season beyond this one. Still first period, and we are getting ourselves geared up behind the net, passing on the breakout. Here it comes. Juice coming that way from Brunner. Moved up ahead, top of the faceoff circle. The more of the pressure or the sustained possession of the puck have been with the Tornadoes early on here. Brunner gets the loot now in the high slot there. A shot that's deflected off. Carried back and now across. Trying to toe drag to get around to the fence. At the red line, it's fired in. And heading to the bench for a quick line change, that's Carson Nedlin. Picked up center ice. Some juice coming here on the skate. Some quick backhand. That's slipped across the way. That was Kuzmuk with the play and the puck momentarily there for the Greyhounds. Of course, they're in the white with the red trim and the red breezers. In the slot, picked up on the backhand and shuffled ahead. That time by Soley, unable to clear. It'll send the Tornadoes back behind their net, off the glass. The boards, rather, now picked up a high wrister, flashing the leather early on a quick wrister. Snapping. A good-looking shot on goal was Goldsworthy. And then there's also Licari. Licari with that shot. Of course, his dad played at the University of Wisconsin. Remember that name well. Faceoff will come just to the right of Rosenau, who just made the beautiful glove save. Working in is Roof. Roof collides to the corner. Both players to the ice. Moving it up ahead. Pass there and a dump trying to get it to the corner. It was disrupted by the shin of one of the defenders for Anoka. Working back behind at the half wall, holding At the near point, waiting for that puck is Pierce. Circling, controlling, again, it's in the corner. Edgerton has it. They cycle, they move. Edgerton goes to the top of the goal mouth there, looking for a rebound. None to be had. Colin Rosano. Rosano comes in with that save percentage of .890, a record of .613-1, and a goals against of 4.32. Carry out after the faceoff, off the glass. Puck hunt is on, and that's Hunter Bruner. Waves it back, and now Duluth East carries out of their own end. Edgerton once again crosses the blue line, tries to forward it up ahead. That time to Peterson, redirected by the Tornadoes. Center ice, taking a swat. That was Machulis. Machulis comes in with 5 goals and 1 assist on the season for the Tornadoes. Half board, still trying to whack at it as Pierce to move it up. They get it to the blue line, but not out. Good pressure now here, moving in by the Tornadoes again. Trying to take this in deep momentarily was J.D. Jones. A backhand through the neutral zone. Settled and now brought in. Here's a quick wrister trying to go 5-hole, but a good save made that time as well by Rosno. A deflection finds the puck in that far corner. So they circle back around. 12.5 remaining here in this first period. It's been a brisk played first period. And now to the glass. Beautiful pass. Set up. Toe drag. Gets around the defense and tried to pull the trigger on a shot was J.D. Jones. His stick was lifted just at the last moment. Working. Poked it ahead. Now finally the loose change picked up by Lafferty. Lafferty with 8 goals. Gives it a go. Follows his own puck and scores! Lafferty takes that initial shot, follows it, and puts the backhand to the top shelf to beat Nygaard, and it is a 1-0 lead. Boy, what an effort. Individual effort that time. Landon Lafferty. Goal number 9 for Lafferty on the season. The sophomore looked like he was shot out of a cannon. Some good, strong strides and some speed, but also under control. Followed his shot after the initial one. Got a nice little juicy bounce off the pads. So a 1-0 lead. They may have said an assist to maybe Machulis, but I'll find that out as we get further along here in this period. 11.5 to play. 1-0 lead for the Tornadoes. The Tornadoes, not a history this year of coming out strong in that first period. They've been outscored 14-39 in that first period. Redirected to the corner. Now sends back. And moving it behind us. The Greyhounds really having trouble sustaining any pressure when they have been in. It's usually one and done on a shot and back out. This shot comes in from just outside the blue line, and now Anoka looks to bring it out and break out clear. They have it on the stick, having to stop, looking for it now, Nedlin. Or Falstrom rather, and they'll reset here. The clean breakout, so significant. And there's nothing like playoff hockey. The first rule of thumb, get yourself a good, hot goaltender. There is a penalty, and we talked about specialty teams, and we'll get a look here. It's a clean sheet until now. 10:48 to go in this first period. And it will be Duluth East on the power play. They have 17% success rate on that power play. Her shot tied up. Faceoff will come just to the left of Rosno.
Your Greyhounds are on a power play.
Pender is who picked up the penalty for Anoka. Penalty kill this season, 78% on the doorstep there. That's the 78% and 2 shorthanded goals for Anoka on the penalty kill this season. Skating in now again. It's circling, working their way right back again, trying to find a groove. Finally settling. Now a chance, a high shot. I thought they might set up that power play, and now they do just that to the far point across ice. Setting it across the way there to Lundell. Lundell, and now on the stick of Kyle Peterson. Peterson with 4 goals, 9 assists on the season. A drop pass there by Caden Cole. He leads 8 goals, 14 assists. We'll get a face-off and a tie up here. Still 55 seconds remains on the man advantage for Duluth East. Puck controlled, far side. It's the Greyhounds shot just above the dot, hits something in front and deflects behind the net. Getting out in front, unleashing a shot, skating freely there was Kuzmuk. But his shot then ended up over the top of the goal. Trying to clear here, the Tornadoes unable to do so. They get to the blue line, but not out. A backhand goes high, and a nice save through traffic as well, that time by Colin Rosano. Trying to clear, fanning. Late and long on the tooth on the penalty kill here for Anoka. Shot in front, save, smothered, and covered up. My goodness, they were sitting right on the doorstep, right on the front door, not the back door, the front door directly in front of Rosano, and he made the save, locked it up, and secured it. In front that time was McKinnon Kramer, trying to force his will and direct the puck in. 14 seconds left here. They're going to redrop. Some movement the officials did not approve of. And Duluth East now with 13 seconds left on their power play, of which again they're at 17% success this season. To the corner off the faceoff, controlled by the Greyhounds. Scoop it here to the near side, in front, into the slot, looking for a rebound again. The Greyhounds, that time it was Landon Pierce who scooted down. Now back at full strength, successful penalty kill for the Tornadoes. Rosano leaves it behind the net. Now a backhand. Collects, and Lafferty had it. Brings it ahead. Big shot that time. Roof took that shot and deflects it into the netting. Was Nygaard. Nygaard, to mention, he has weathered 1,070 minutes between the pipes this season. Coming into tonight, a save percentage of .861, and I'll tell you, head coach Steve Patosha could not say enough great things about his goaltender. It's amazing because a team, there's a offside whistled here on the carry, but you would think it would be just the opposite, but both of these coaches had nothing but great say about the attitude of their players. And just overall some excellent play. But he said Nolan's had a terrific year, did Patosha. I believe Patosha is in his 4th season, but just said, hey, terrific year. If only you've been able, it's tough to match the numbers and the stats because you're not getting the true picture of what you see from the stats. He's a very talented goalie and has kept games close as our young D has found its way back into the right stride. So says a lot. To the corner, trying to center. A look there, and almost scooted it in their own. They were going to shuffle it back to their goalie, and it almost got by. Good movement here. That was Antilla, who was trying to guide it back and get it to his goalie to tie up. Check there, back in, good pressure. Coming at it. A carry in this time and the use of a skate. That occasion by Lafferty. Back to neutral ice, jumping to pass. Now is Falstrom. Falstrom will carry in a high wrister. This one goes to the corner. Deflects back out, quickly back the other way. Duluth East finds it, tries to get the rebound, but nicely tied up on a nice back check that time coming from Lafferty. Duluth East was going to have a good look in the high slot, if not for Lafferty tying up the stick and lifting it of the Duluth East player. 6.5 to play in this, the first period. You got to like the speed, the tempo. A 1-0 lead for the Tornadoes on the goal by Lafferty. Shot from the dot, the other side, trying to go 5-hole and closing that gap was Rosano. Fantastic save. Lately they've been getting more and more shots. In fact, the Hounds, the Greyhounds, have a 12-4 shot advantage. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday night ice on QCTV. Great to have you with us. These teams are gliding out there, getting at it. And I'll tell you, the Anoka squad, they struck like lightning in a hurry by Lafferty as he followed his initial shot, trying to work it back out now, and pressure by Duluth East, challenging Anoka as they try to work it out. We get the face-off as Duluth East, their last game of the regular season, that was against Duluth Marshall, was a 3-2 win. Goals by Orn, Lundell, and Kuzmak. The goal by Kuzmak was the game winner, and Nygaard stopped 30 of 32 shots to get that win. Moving it through, here's the chance, full throttle shakes. J.D. Jones tries to get there first, but sealing it off. A nice play defensively to hit that stride by Christian Cochran. Duluth East quickly up on the attack. Weaving in the corner. Drop here at the blue line, picked up. Reversing ice now just inside. There's a shot that finds its way through. That was like threading a needle on that shot by Kyle Peterson, the senior captain, with 4 goals, 9 assists, was looking for his 5th. How that found it through with all the way and all that traffic into the midsection of Rosano, I do not know, but it was impressive, and he locked it up for another save. 5.5 left in this opening period. Winner advances to take on the top seed. Quickly back now. Here's Roof. Roof gets a hard shot. He's got a good, strong snapshot. Quick. Checked it back in. Hard check by Lafferty. He consumes that. And behind there is Januzzi. Januzzi to the corner. Tries to work it out and free it up and get some space. He's being pinned up time by Caden Cole. Cole now skates out with the puck, takes it back behind and falls off his stick, and swatting it away quickly that time was Nygaard. Always dangerous to bring that puck out from behind the net and in front of your goalie. Almost illustrated the point there. So 4.5 left here. First period, 1-0 lead on the goal scored by Lafferty for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes are coming out flying. They are hitting some major RPMs with those skates. Line back here, they've had a lot of overtime games and things that I know the coaching staff or Anoka felt, hey, that's really a way to kind of inspire him, the team. And everybody knows teams play different when it comes to postseason. Back behind, Rosano will stop the puck. Duluth East challenge. Trying to bring it up and out of the own end. That time was Josh Ryther. He had to reverse ice And now they put it on the stick of Brunner. Shot and a score! Brunner lights the lamp and puts up the Anoka Tornadoes by 2 goals. A very innocent path up ice through the neutral zone. But a shot that handcuffed Nygaard, you can see it here, and got by him. Sometimes it's not about the velo as it is about the location. And the Tornadoes have struck not first but second as well. And they're up 2-0 with 3:41 to go. The goal for Brunner will be goal number 4 of the season.
Scoring for Anoka, number 17, Hunter Bruner. Assisted number 18, Joshua Ryder. Number 11, Landon Lafferty. Time of goal, 13-19. Bruner, Ryder, and Lafferty for the Tornadoes at 13-19.
Shot back again by Duluth East, a save by Rose. Now it looks like Bruner goal will be assisted. I heard one. It was Lafferty. I did not get the second assist. Hard shot. That's off the crossbar. Coming back to finish on the back door, and that shot was wide. Oh, what an opportunity for Duluth East. Not once, but twice. As they were ready for the rebound, that thing just sizzled off the crossbar. And Duluth East came in with that back door wide open, and they missed the net altogether. A chance to cut this deficit in half. Just under 3 to play. Shots on goal, 17-6 right now in favor of the Hounds. Caden Cole has been dismissed from the face-off circle and replaced there by Kuzmak. In front, tried to get a shot off the face-off. Had it to the forehand, tried to move it to the backhand. By the time Anthala could actually take the shot defensively, the Anokas closed that gap, and it was deflected into the netting. Poke check back by the defense of Duluth East. Forcing Andover back behind their net to try to ring it along the board and get it out. They're back there again, and more pressure occurs. Trosas battled there. Now, finally, it's through the neutral zone, but on the stick of Cochran. Two to play. Second in this first period. Moving it up is Soley. Soley now will puck hunt in the corner. He's rubbed off on that check. He doesn't look good. He really it was a hard check and shot. He gets back up just in time to try to tip it right on the doorstep. But he was rubbed out pretty hard on that check in the corner. Still looks a little shaken. He's coming over. Take the bench. We'll keep an eye on Soley. 90 seconds left here. Period 1. A wrister into the netting. The shot that time taken by Ryder was deflected by the defense. But getting back to what I was watching behind the play, and after Soley took that hard check, Catelli wasn't 100%, but then in came the shot, and just a reflex. He tried to get a stick on it, and he was on the side of the net. Good shot, almost up 3-0. A quick one-timer, that time by Janussi. Circling, setting it up, Lafferty. Impressed with his play thus far. As this faceoff will come outside the blue line with 1:13 to go. Wow. It's been a full throttle stick skills, ice drills here in this first period. Anoka has an impressive 2-0 lead. Duluth East corrals the puck, now backhand across the way, leading it in. Peterson Drop pass, a shot. Again, they're getting some good looks in on Rose now. Picking it up again, Peterson. He'll drop it. Shot here, hits traffic, deflects to the near corner. 45 seconds left, first period, but on the buzz right now are the Greyhounds. Circling again, trying to create a chance. A shot from the knee, trying to get a little OV look-like shot on that opportunity by Duluth East, and off the mark. Peterson scurries to get to that puck first, 30 seconds left, and Anoka will skate out of their own zone and turn the puck over quickly back to the Greyhounds. 20 seconds left. Nicely done on the pickpocket by Bruner. Bruner breaks it up. Here's a quick break. 8 seconds left. 2-on-0. Breaking in. Shot. Scores! Oh, the 2-on-1. Leaving the one-timer. All really critical and initiated on the effort of Hunter Bruner, who will get the dime and the assist and the goal. Goes to Luke Falstrom. Falstrom, his 6th goal of the season. And oh my gosh, the Tornadoes, they are spinning and cycling like no one's business. What quality look and playing at a high level. That's what you get with playoff hockey, is you just get a different mindset. And now we're getting a different type of execution. As the Tornadoes, who went 6-18-1 in the regular season, forget about that. This is postseason, and they now have a 3-0 lead as they're taking on Duluth East here from the Heritage Center in Duluth. Looking forward to another second period. What a display of skating, skill, and able to close has been the secret here for the Tornadoes here in the first period. So 3-0 lead for Anoka over Duluth East. We'll return with the second period in a moment.
I'm treading water, but there's no one
So this is the 3rd year that the course has been in the ground. This year will be the 2nd year that we've done this form of the Wolf Moon doubles. It's a different type of doubles that I've heard about in different parts of the country, but it's fun because like you and I might play together for a few holes, and maybe I shoot really poorly, and then I get a partner with the next person in line. I shoot really well, and then you're kind of busting my chops about it a little bit. So it's just a different way of doing doubles, and just a fun time. So. Doubles events, I think, are the best intro into competitive golf events that you can have, because there's not as much pressure as there might be if you're playing an individual round. And it's just, like everybody's out here to have a good time. This will be the 2nd year that we've done a different version of random doubles during the Winterfest Wolf Moon doubles event that will be held 2 weeks from today on January 16th. We're going to do a rotating doubles match where you'll start off by playing 5 holes with person. If you're person A, you'll play 5 holes with person B. Then the next 5 holes you'll play with person C. And then the next 5 holes you'll play with person D. And then the last 3 holes you play as a solo player. So you get a chance to play 5 holes with each of the other 3 people on your card. And then you have a chance to separate yourself if you're a solid player by scoring better, hopefully, with your last 3 holes that you're playing as a solo round. Every day that I come out here, I'm surprised at how many people are out here, even if it's during the middle of the day. Christmas break or not, but the course is getting lots of visits. When places such as Green Haven put up a winter disc golf course, everybody who may have hibernated for the winter wants to get a chance to come out and play a different track. So we get a lot of people that normally would have put their discs away for the winter coming out to play. Us being out here, their staff has shared. They've shared that they love us because we come in, we take care of their staff, we visit them, maybe have a drink, maybe have something to eat, even if it's just a snack or something. So it's helped out their business for the winter months too. We have a Facebook page set up with the city of Anoka. It's Disc Golf at the Cedars. So they can go on there, join the page. Every time that I have an event coming up, every time that I have a doubles event or a sanctioned tournament coming up, you can go on there and find out all the information about it. We also do a kids event towards the end of the season, which we always host on President's Day, which has typically been about the end of the season for the Cedars course. And for that kids event, we charge just a very small fee. Have the kids come out and play some disc golf, learn how to play disc golf. If they're experienced players, they get a chance to maybe go off on their own. We've got some sanctioned events, some more competitive events, and then we do some family-friendly stuff right around President's Day as well.
The City of Anoka is committed to the protection of the health and general welfare of its citizens, and the Waste Reduction and Recycling Board serves as an advisory board to the City Council regarding the proper collection, handling, and disposal of solid waste and recyclables in order to maintain a safe, healthy, and clean environment, providing a variety of programs and initiatives for Anoka residents to get involved in keeping Anoka as green as possible. Join the Anoka County Organics Recycling Program today. Say goodbye to tossing food scraps and paper products in the trash and say hello to free composting at your convenient yard waste sites. By participating in the Anoka County Organics Drop-Off Program, you're directly contributing to a greener and more sustainable environment. Just sign up for a drop-off location convenient for you and swing by the compost site or any participating city location during operating hours and pick up your free starter kit. The starter kits include a countertop collection pail, BPI certified compostable bags, and other informational materials so you know exactly what is and is not accepted. Anoka's Waste Reduction and Recycling Board continues to pair with Peterson Shoes to collect gently used shoes in support of Souls for Souls. If you have shoes you would like to donate, please bring them to Peterson Shoes in Anoka during regular business hours, and the weight of the shoes donated is applied toward the city's recycling tonnage goal. Anoka's Waste Reduction and Recycling Board is proud to show off its little library called We Read and Reuse Books. This community library is located near the Anoka Kindness Rock Garden right behind City Hall. The library was constructed by a volunteer related to a member of the Waste Reduction and Recycling Board. Feel free to leave a book and take a book, and it's a perfect location to just relax by the Rum River or Riverfront Memorial Park to enjoy a good read. Anoka's Waterfowl for Warriors fundraiser is still accepting aluminum cans all year long. Profits from the recycled aluminum help supply for the fall Waterfowl for Warriors hunting program. The program is a thank you to local veterans for the service. They are treated with a morning waterfowl hunt and a delicious lunch. And there are 2 collection trailers to drop off your aluminum cans, one at the Grey Ghost Field parking lot by the Anoka Ice Arena and Better Values Liquor Store off East River Road. Learn more about how you can participate in waste reduction and recycling at anokaminnesota.com/residential recycling.
Each store in downtown Anoka has their own unique niche to it.
Hi, I'm Gina Schupanitz, and we are at Favorite Things in downtown Anoka on Main Street. The business has been here for probably 10 or 12 years, and I just bought it 2 years ago. When I bought it 2 years ago, it was actually called the White Owl, and just this past spring or past February, I renamed the business to Favorite Things. So the business has been here a long time, and it's got a long standing in the community and just a lot of loyal customers to the store.
And those customers come back for a reason. The store is a treasure trove of delightful finds, from unique furniture to stylish women's apparel, sparkling jewelry to charming gifts. It has something for everyone.
I don't know if I could pick one favorite thing in the store. I really try to find things that people are going to like and that people will think are their favorite things. Right now we have a lot of seasonal items in the store. We've got wind chimes and our rain chains, which are super popular. People love them for their outdoor garden areas and their patios. They make wonderful gift items. during the seasons we change out the decor too. So every season we have new items. So in the fall you'll see a lot of fall decor, and then of course during the holidays this store becomes just a mecca of Christmas items. So I would say if you haven't shopped here, make sure you come back and check it out each season, because you definitely will see something new every time you come in.
Favorite Things is also participating in the Anoka Social District, so customers can enjoy their drinks, socialize with friends, and shop in the store.
The Anoka community is thriving. The Chamber of Commerce here and the Discover Anoka group do a fantastic job with helping to promote the downtown area and the small businesses. And almost every month of the year we have an event here in town which brings in a lot of customers and just brings in a lot of new people to the city, and it just helps the small businesses thrive. Yeah. I want people to come here and say, oh my God, I'm looking for this item and I want to give it to a friend of mine because it's an item that I love. So that's kind of what I try to specialize in.
So next time you're in Anoka, I definitely make a point to stop by and see what catches your eye at Favorite Things.
Joe. Stevens. Eric, over here. I'll take him right there. All right, take care. You, right here.
My favorite thing about volunteering as an Extension Master Gardener is learning about the different gardening styles and sharing that knowledge with others. I love meeting and learning from people who care about educating and inspiring others through gardening. Whether you are a new or seasoned gardener, there's always something new to learn. In 2023, our Anoka County program will celebrate 40 years of teaching and working with residents. They learn to grow healthy plants and foods, improve local ecosystems, and create outdoor living spaces for people. I am one of over 150 Master Gardener volunteers living in this area, so one of our strengths is being familiar with the challenges other local gardeners face. Every May, the Master Gardeners host a plant sale fundraiser and sell plants grown and thriving in this region. The money we raise supports our community project and activities throughout the rest of the year. I am excited to see what positive changes we can make this year and the ripple effect it can create. Please visit theanoka-mastergardeners.org to learn about upcoming Master Gardener events and services and how you can become a volunteer.
This playoff game for Section 7 and the Anoka Tornadoes. They haven't disappointed. In fact, the Tornadoes have had an exploratory and an outstanding first period. Let's take a look at what transpired here in the first period for Anoka, opening up the scoring. As you see the puck drop, and not much after that. Some good looks, some good shots. Shots on goal, by the way, are 20-8 in favor of Duluth East. Here's that first goal. Lafferty puts the shot on, crashes the net, follows it, and then dips a little backhand past Nygaard. 1-0 lead. Answering later, this one a little knuckler. A fluttering puck that gets by Nygaard, and a 2-0 lead. And just with 5 seconds left in the first period, 5 seconds left, a 2-0 broke out. Bruner did a lot of that work, picking it up at center ice and streaking in to come in late and snap that backhand off was Luke Falstrom. So there's a look. So Falstrom picks up the goal and Bruner on the assist. We've got the Northwest Suburban Conference going to work here on postseason. Rogers, that's going to be a great Section 5 matchup between them and also Maple Grove. He's got Champlain Park also going at it in Section 5. Blaine at 19-4, followed by Andover. And I'll look here at some of those. You get a look at the records of 6, 18, and 8. So, nonetheless, it'll be high power. The Huskies picked up the number 3 seed in Section 7, and they're going to be playing in that first round. If they win that, then they play at Grand Rapids. Look at the Class 2A rankings. There you get a look at Moorhead, Hill Murray, and Stillwater. Just underway in this second period. Let's see how Duluth East will respond. A very young defense. And they're going to try, as Coach Potosha had mentioned, it's the goaltending and the play by Nygaard has been excellent. It's sometimes a little young in front on the defense. Breaking back in, here's Peterson. He'll try to carry deep. Being challenged there on defense by Ryther. Peterson hits back. Now it's deflected. Numbers now for Anoka. Anoka with her. Shot that time by Ryther. Brought it back through neutral ice. Trying to counter. Drop pass from the top of the faceoff circle. That's a wrister that went wide by Lakari. Puck lofts, flutters, picked up at the blue line. The Tornadoes waste little time on the hunt for the puck. Trying to pull the trigger on a shot that time was Bruner, but he was disrupted. Back the other way. Here's a chance on a break shot. Oh, what a glove save. Hashtag FTL, flashing the letter. Rosno, what an outstanding save. Streaking in was Kuzmuk. And my God, somebody called 911. They were robbed. Duluth East and the Greyhounds robbed by Rosno on that beautiful save. Shot deflected, trying to screen in front. More work securing that save, getting a workout already. I'd mentioned at the start of the period here, it was 20-8 for shots on goal. In favor of the Greyhounds, it's 23-8 shots on goal. This face-off will take just to the right of Rosno. Holding inside, Cochran with his shot. Deflects. Carrying back out is Bruner. Shot that comes from just inside, a stride inside the red line by Falstrom. And right now it's Nygaard who says, I'm going to hold on to that. Well, Teddy Machulis shared with me before the game that, hey, we put in a good week of practice. The team had a good week of practice, and senior leadership, he says, is going to play a huge factor in this game, knowing just what will happen. They may not have any more games in their career as a senior if they drop it. Right now, they're playing like they want that opportunity for that next game, as Anoka has jumped out to a 3-0 lead. He said that the seniors really would play that huge factor, and he's right, because it's been 2 seniors who have 2 of the 3 goals, Fulstrom and Bruner. Duluth East comes back. You know they're not done. They've got some fight in it. Point blank opportunity, missing, or maybe getting a pad right in front of, it was in the low slot. And a good look that time by Orn. We'll get another look at that maybe at another time as play is still in flow. Set back up now. This one comes from that near point. It bounces and a pad save, kick to the corner. Anoka rinses it along the board. See what they can do to trap and hold possession. Back again in for another run. Now a line change taking place. That was Lakari that shuffled it in and back to the bench. That first line back out right now. Almost a one-timer, trying to tee it up. Just getting by on the defense, and a good look that time for Pierce. Back again, trying to reciprocate the pressure in doing so. That is Lafferty. I like the speed, the acceleration from Lafferty. And with hockey, you know, you have like 3 different levels of speed. You can have speed, but you need to come in at the right angle, able to handle that pass, and utilize that speed on how you cut and you move. And Lafferty appears to have all of those key factors. Lafferty scored the first goal of the game here tonight for Anoka. That was his 9th goal of the season. Then it was Bruner with his 4th goal of the season, followed by Luke Thalstrom and his 6th goal. Janussi off the faceoff. Janussi also picked up an assist on that goal by Lafferty. Across the blue line now, trying to control, shuffling it into the corner. Guiding it there, that was Roof at the half wall. Good move, good steady possession here for Anoka. Good forecheck, converging in on the puck once again was Janussi, and it's time they're able to work it out. Skating through, crossing the grain, a hard shot, and the save is made. Cutting it across that time was Pierce. And Pierce moved from the right to the left, tried to get Rosano to move, and create a gap. But he had it under control, no rebound, made another glove side. Spectacular thus far between the post. Colin Rosano, the junior. The senior, another senior, leading the way here tonight. Little tie up there finally, Anoka carries out. Sets it over to Machulis. Machulis back there, and the sent back length of the ice by Duluth East. Faceoff will come back into the zone for this Anoka squad. They've tussled with illness and injuries all season, and they're still missing some players due to some illnesses even at this point, said Ted. But it's a time of the goal. No, it's a wipe off. I did think that was, yep. We're using the high stick, so the 4th goal is waved off here for Anoka. And they'll reset, but the bottom line here, you can see it. Swats. Stick was a bit elevated. And then as a result as well, they're going to bring the face-off back into the Anoka end. But that just goes to show you the pressure that they've been able to put on. But I will say that recently now it's the Greyhounds who have had some excellent quality looks at Rosano, and he's gloved, pad, sticks, everything. Shots on goal, 26-10 in favor of the Greyhounds. Cross rink, good job stepping in front of the pass. Nedlin picks it up in their challenge. When they come near that blue line, they are stepping in defensively. This time fluttering back. The shot by Peterson was deflected. It went to the side of the net. 11:50 to play. Period number 2. Ringing it along the board. Picked up near side and just below us by Falstrom. Falstrom carries it back in the Anoka zone. Now carries out across the blue line, and that time deflected. It was almost like an off-speed pitch, and just getting the waffle pad save that time to the corner. Again was Nygaard. Duluth East, they've got some speed, some explosive players, but right now it's Anoka with that 3-0 lead, and they just had the 4th goal waved off with high stick. Again, pressure back, trying to retaliate and get some good attack shots here has been Duluth East, but one and done. They're quickly back out, and Anoka was on the hunt. They turned the puck over, send it to the corner, and get after it. Good looking. Following it was Spinningsboro. Point blank opportunity turned away, and then it slides in. Oh my! He made the save. Did Rosenau? Another point blank save in the slot. The deflection went off the skate, I think, of one of his teammates as it was on the edge. My goodness. Of all the hard shots and the lasers, this deflection was spinning on the edge. And I think it went off of a teammate's skate. It may have been Logan Pender. Well, let's see if this wakes up Duluth East, or if in fact Anoka continues to respond and play at this high level pace that they did in the first period and into the second.
This season, number 6, Marcus Antela.
So Antela will get credit for the goal.
Number 15, Cole Johnson.
And Cole Johnson.
6-16.
I will check at intermission down below. It was almost certain that it went off a skate of the Anoka player. It may have been Antela who took that initial shot in that low slot. Anoka fires, tries to counter back. They're saying, hey, we want to get back to that 3-goal lead. We're not going anywhere. 6-18-1. For Anoka this season, they were outscored 49-127, but the key number here tonight, they outscored their opponents. Anoka did 3-0 in that first. So we have a player down. And being looked at, I did not see what transpired. They tried to pull a number from that shot. The good news is the player for Anoka came off under their own power and currently still sitting on the bench. I couldn't get a number. It's just kind of a blind area for us right now. So 9:50 to go. And the chance there to get a stick down on it just got by the stick of Folstrom on that centering attempt. Chulis had circled back in and now back out again. Here comes a hungry Duluth East team. They'd like to cut in to this deficit even more so. A big-time shot hits traffic. I've been so impressed with the play of Rosenau. Been able to focus. They pick up the scraps. That's Peterson. Knocked off of his stick into the corner. Anoka will get to the puck first in the corner and skate out. They'll come out clean. Now a little pitchfork pass down to the corner in the near side. Unable to get to that puck first, and a carry out, breakout now happens for Duluth East. That's behind, circles into the corner, trying to stick at it as Weihold. More pressure coming, dialing it up and bringing waves of pressure here in the second period has been Duluth East. Shuffled back to that far point shot. I don't know that Rosenau had a chance to see that. He's been screened numerous times extremely well here in the second period. We're beyond the midway mark of this matchup. Postseason hockey, 8:23 to play in the second period. Nothing like playoff hockey. Whatever your record was during the regular season, it just doesn't matter. Teams play different at a different pace, and you're seeing it tonight as well. Both of these coaches I mentioned earlier talked about the mindset positivity with their team. Gathered up to the corner, trying to get the advantage and poke at it. Finally scurrying up is Ryder. Tries to move it up, can't get it out, pickpocket it off. A shot here, weaving through, a good wrister that stayed low. It deflected to the corner. Ryder again tries to get their first half board, but beyond the pressure there is Caden Cole. Cole, 8 goals, 14 assists. Finally, this one pitchforked to the logo. Flutters, settles, and Anoka tries to carry in. Ryder has it. Good move, good shot. Glove save secured. Faceoff will come with 7:29 remaining here in this second period. Shots on goal, 28-14 in favor of the Greyhounds. Head coach Steve Patasha said, hey, despite their record, it's been a really fun group to be a part of the season with these young Greyhounds. They have great attitudes, work hard every day, and they have bought into the mantra of try to get a little better each day. Penalty's been dialed up here on Anoka. Brady Roof. It's the penalty. 7:01 remaining. Second power play opportunity for Duluth East. Again, they're at 17% proficiency on the power play. On the penalty kill for Anoka, they're at 78%. Crosshead rolls there, not able to get, but got to that puck in time to hold the zone. Good effort. That was Cochran. Dialing up a shot off pad save, seeing it all the way, but keeping it low was Peterson. Here's a shot. Cochran lasers this one just into the midsection of Rosano. Rosano saw that all the way, and you so rarely, at least I have here in the first half of this game. He minimizes rebounds and gives up little, if any, type of a rebound. Trying to clear. It goes into the stands. 1:32 still remaining on the power play. 6:32 remaining, second period. A golden opportunity here for the Greyhounds to get within one. They trail right now 3-1. John Peterson drops it back to Cochran. Cochran now back, playing the tip of that umbrella formation on the power play. Peterson drops it back. One-time blast, Cochran. My goodness, dialing it up, and I think it was Rosno who just got a piece of that puck, even though there's so much screening going out in front. Under 6 to play. Here's a shorty opportunity. Evolve, Flattery shot. Lafferty, a good-looking shot. Almost their third shorthanded goal of the season for the Tornadoes. Lafferty disrupts the puck at neutralized. Takes some more seconds off the penalty kill. 40 now left on the power play for Duluth East. Caden Cole with it. Looks to center. Sealed off. Nice play that time defensively to seal away a good look that time by Anoka. They had players and offensive opportunities out front. We'll get the whistle for the offside with 5:22. And what an exciting way to spend a Saturday night here in Duluth at the Heritage Center with Ryan to my left shooting. And Anoka has a 3-1 lead. They stormed for 3 first period goals, all even strength. They had a 4th goal waved off for high sticking here in the second. Digging it out along the board. Richie finally having it Kuzma puts a wrister all the way through on the doorstep. How is he making those saves? Another one that goes up top. Unbelievable. 32 shots on goal. And rarely have any of them been easy. Rosano has been stellar between the pipes tonight. There's still 2 seconds left on the power play. Had a couple of rising wristers go up around the upper shoulder area. Stood tall. Off the face-off there. The blast hits the side of the net. Under 5 to play. Both teams and a successful penalty kill for Anoka are now at full strength. And even strength, shall we say. Piercing into the corner. Again, moving it by to the corner. Picked up defensively. Or Antila. Antila had it. He has the lone goal so far here for Duluth East. This one's lofted length of the ice with 4:33 to go in this second period. Goals so far, Lafferty. He scored the first goal of the game, assisted by Janussi and also by Griffin Johnson. The second goal was by Bruner. Bruner was assisted by Ryther and Lafferty. And then the third goal that came with 5 seconds left in that first period. That was scored by Falstrom and assisted by Bruner. Other end of the ice, we get a deflection into the net. So they'll just change ends of the ice for this faceoff. You kind of heard from the Duluth East coach about his passion about the players. They're positive, a great team to be around, and operating under that mantra, hey, try to get a little better each day. And they're trying to get better each shift so they can try to tie this up. Right now, it's Duluth East down by 2, 3-1. South of 4 to play. Moving it in, Teddy. Michelis kicks it back out. Back again. Now here's a good look. A shot whistling wide of the mark. Had a good look. Michelis, I think, at the end of his shift, trying to hustle back that last time. Circles on the way back to Griffin Johnson. Johnson reverses ice behind the net. Outlet pass clean to Janussi. Fluttering puck. Dialed up and waves at here. Now trying to move it up. Ice deflected. And a hand pass has been whistled. Ted Michelis, head coach, said this about his goaltending. Hey, they have really been coming on strong here late in the season. And the confidence that they're starting to take on is impressive. And they've come on strong through the stretch, and we feel good about who will be between the pipes. And right now, Rosno has been putting on a clinic. 3 to play now in this second period. At this rate, they may have 40 shots by the end of the second period as they continue to pepper Rosno. And now the corner, a breakout, long pass ends up on the stick of Duluth East on Lundell. Lundell sends it right back in. Controlling, good outlet, tape to tape. Here's a chance if they can reverse it, try to do a little stick work that time to get it by the defense. That was Roof. And we'll get the ice. That comes all the way back. Good breakout that time for Anoka from behind their net. A good strong pass and a stretch by Roof to put it on his tape. The sophomore trying to do a little dancing with the stars and some stick work to get by the defense, and it moved off of his stick and diffused an opportunity for that shot. 2:31 to play. Face off just to the left of Nygaard. Nygaard, a 6 foot, 170-pound junior netminder. The seniors playing for that senior career and want to extend it for both of these teams. One more game at least. A good looking glove save on a hard wrister coming in for Duluth East. And we are trying to dial up more and more pressure here. Duluth East has certainly been playing downhill here in this second period. On the penalty kill tonight, Anoka 2 for 2. Holding the zone, then circling it right back in again. Good hustle there. And that's far side by Duluth East. Easton Orr operating behind the net, trying to find an avenue to slide it to that piece was Kramer, but knocked off of his stick. Changing the puck at neutral ice. And this will draw a face-off. Wins this year for Anoka have come against Princeton, 4-2 win over Bloomington Jefferson, 5-1 win over Northern Edge, a 5-2 win over Totino, and a 5-1 win over Tartan. Shot there on the doorstep, a chance that hopped the stick. Anoka close to getting that fourth goal, shifting the momentum. Sitting there, but it just was a bouncing puck and it hopped the stick of Falstrom. This line impressive here with Hunter Bruner. He's been active. The senior contributing with the goal, as the other senior, Falstrom, with the goal. Turning, firing it, Luke Falstrom fires it to the corner. Comes moving in, a quick blast. He took it. They just let him skate right in, but getting a stick there right in the path of the shot and deflects. Does Duluth East into the netting. The interesting part for Anoka, they started the season 5-6. They won their first two, lost to St. Cloud 4-1, then stacked 3 straight wins. That win came on December 17th. Their next win wouldn't come until January 28th against Irondale, 2-1. They lost their last time out by a score of 1-0 to Mankato West. But this team, it's not playing like a team that is 6-18-1. And when you start the season 5-1, you know how to score, you know how to get at it. But you mentioned some illnesses and injuries kind of decimated the team. But they're playing with a sense of urgency tonight, and they've been capitalizing on the opportunities. As we are under a minute to go in this second period. A work behind, now converging on the puck, 2-on-1 if they can control it for Duluth East. Nice defensive play. Diffusing that opportunity was Logan Pender. That easily would have been a 2-on-1. 30 seconds left in this period in the front door there. A loose puck into blue and then swatted aside by Nolan Nygaard. Goes to the corner and we're going to get a slash whistle. Another penalty. This is the third of the game on Anoka. This one will go to Lafferty on a slash. 18 seconds left. The faceoff goes just beyond the blue line, forcing the Hounds to reset. They send it across, that deflect the pass. Hacking at it now. This will take us to the end of the second period. When we resume this third period, Duluth East will have 1:40 left on their third power play opportunity. But we are at the end of 2 complete, just 1 goal scored. And that was by Duluth East. The goal was picked up by Antila, his 5th goal of the season. Shots on goal, 35 now to 18 in favor of Duluth East. What a thriller. This one just gets better each shift. and we're going to have an exciting third period coming your way here in just a short amount of time. It's a 3-1 lead for the Tornadoes as they're taking on Duluth East. The winner advances to take on the number 1 seed in Section 7. Join us for the third period shortly.
Rum River Art Center is your local nonprofit organization located in the Old Milk Factory near downtown Anoka. Our nearly 6,000 square feet of windy and whimsical studio spaces are filled with inspiration. At Rum River Art Center, we embrace individuals of all artistic abilities and focus on the healing aspect of the process over your final product. We pride ourselves in offering classes with a huge variety of mediums at an affordable price. From one-time ceramic wheel throwing classes to multi-week painting courses, from creating at the Art Center to finding us at your local library, we believe art is the catalyst for connecting human beings to each other and themselves. Come visit us or check out our website, rumriverart.com, for more info on classes, galleries, special events, and how you can support the arts in your community.
The United for Community event has been going on for over 10 years. This signature event, our backpack giveaway and back to school night, is really for everyone, and it's most especially for those who are getting ready to go back to school in the fall. And some of the kids that are living in this community and don't have all the help or supplies they need, we give them a little extra boost as well. We give people a chance to register for a free backpack and school supplies the month or two ahead of this event. But all are welcome to come. We've got kids and families coming in. We work with community partners to celebrate all the things that we're doing in the community, and also to connect people to services that might be helpful or useful for them throughout the school year. The Anoka County Library is here, the ACBC Food Shelf, and all kinds of other resources, including some of the other United for Community events we have happening throughout the year here at the church. The United for Community has been a concept or an idea that has been happening here at the United Methodist Church of Anoka for over 10 years. We are all about connecting in the community and with the community and with our partners. It used to be this back to school event. This was our United for the Community event. It is now a series of events throughout the year. We have a trunk or treat coming up next at the end of October, October 27th. We have a live nativity coming up after that in December. We have an extravaganza happening in the spring toward Easter. We have a huge egg hunt and lots of activities and games and food during that event. And then in the spring and summer, we have events for kids and families like our Vacation Bible School and other things that people can enjoy together, both outside and inside the building. The best way to get involved is to call the church office, 763-421-2378, or to go to the website at anokaumc.org. So that's anokaumc, like United Methodist Church.org. You can find out information throughout the year by giving a call or watching that website. We also have a Facebook presence and other places on social media. Watch the community pages, the community sign. We've got all kinds of things going on out in the community, so you just watch for those things and connect through those opportunities on Facebook, through the website, and by calling the church. We have worship services at 9:30 on Sunday mornings. We have opportunities for kids and for teenagers and for families and for individuals of all ages. So don't hesitate to get connected. Show up on a Wednesday and you're going to find a meal here. You don't have to pay for it. You're welcome to contribute if you'd like, but there will be a meal every Wednesday. This summer, we had movies every Wednesday. We had recreation nights, bags, games, volleyball, all kinds of other things. So please come on out anytime you'd like. We're going to be here for you, and this is Everybody Feels Good because we all have a chance to work together, giving and receiving and being part of the community together.
All right, I think we have tons of deflections tomorrow night. All right? That's fun. That's fun. We're going to do 1, 2, 3.
Honestly, it's like really exciting to be in my senior season, but I'm also definitely, I know it's going to be sad, like to play my last game, not ready for it.
I'm going to play lacrosse in college, so it feels weird. I've been playing basketball since I was in kindergarten, so the idea of leaving it, it doesn't feel real quite yet. We'll see when it gets later in the season, and I actually have to really think about it.
I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and I'm just glad that I get to be a leader and a voice on this team. My biggest goal is to play Division I basketball. It's just a dream, just going, because for our team we do like gopher outings, so we go to the Gophers and watch them play, and just looking at the court and looking at where they play, it's just a dream. It'd be an honor to play there.
We set goals before games. We always set goals, and then just checking in with each other, making sure everyone's doing good and having a good time.
For the team, I want to go to state. I think we have the capabilities to do this year. We've been working hard, putting in the time, and I think we can do it. For myself, obviously it's always to score the points, but I want to get my teammates the ball and make sure they look good playing their game.
Our goals are pretty high. Last year we wanted to make state, ended up losing in the section finals to Andover in a real tough battle. Our goal is not just to make state this year, but it's to have an impact in state. We just don't want to go there and lose all 3 games. We want to go there and make our mark this year.
That's hard. Andover usually the rivals, so I really like playing them, and they're a good competitive team, so it's a good game.
I'd say this year Centennial, just because I feel like we have the biggest competition with them. Last year we beat them in the semifinals, and it was just like an amazing game, so I'm really excited to play them this year. Yeah.
I'd definitely say just Andover, or just our section opponents, because energy's always the highest around them, rivals, that kind of thing.
My favorite is getting Applebee's. A lot of times after games, we'll go to Half Apps and we'll get food. It's just a great time. I love all the girls on the team, so it's so fun getting to hang out with them.
Definitely in the locker room, we get Deb on aux, and she plays her music. It definitely gets everybody pumped while we're getting ready, and just good vibes all around.
That you like to do outside of the court with your team that's super fun?
Eating. We love eating, so.
Is there anything anywhere specific you like to eat?
Applebee's. Half Apps.
The snow is flying and the rinks are ready. All rink locations are open for use across Anoka at George Enlow Park, Lincoln Elementary School, Rick Sorensen Park, Rudy Johnson Park, and Wilson Elementary. The general schedule for the warming houses is Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday, noon to 8 p.m. This schedule is subject to change based on ice conditions and facility usage. All skating rinks are cleaned and surfaced as staff, time, and weather permits. Rinks cannot be surfaced during the following conditions. Flooding in extremely cold temperatures causes the ice to crack and boil. Flooding in warm weather results in puddling and uneven surfaces. Flooding under these conditions causes poor ice, air pockets, and ripples. Per the snow clearing policy, rinks will be cleared off as soon as the snow has stopped falling during working hours. Clearing streets and sidewalks are the #1 priority after a snowfall. There are shovels at the rinks if skaters want to clear snow off the ice on their own. Skater safety is our main priority. Rinks may also close in the event of a wind chill advisory. The recreation supervisor will determine all rink closures. The City of Anoka is proud to offer skates and snowshoes for people to loan while they visit the rinks. These loaners are available at specific locations. Ice skates are available at the Lincoln Elementary Warming House. Snowshoes are available at the George Enlow Park Warming House. Please talk with the ice rink attendant when wanting to use a pair. You must fill out a sheet with your name, phone number, and signature. If you have questions or concerns regarding skating rink operations, please contact the City of Anoka Public Services Department at 763-576-2980. Happy skating!
Can you tell which of these children was not born free? Can you tell which of these children was not born equal? Can you tell which of these children does not deserve to be treated with dignity? We can't either. Human right number one. We are all born free and equal. What are human rights? Find out.
The Anoka Tornadoes have a 3-1 lead as we head to a third period over Duluth East. It's been Rosenau all night. In fact, I'm thinking the no means no, you're not going to score at the end of Rosenau. He's been putting on a clinic as we take a look at some of the highlights that occurred in that second period. And get things rocking here is a chance to get that fourth goal. Was waved off. A shot and just a clinic, a pure clinic, put on by the senior netminder for Anoka Rosenau. He has stopped everything except that shot. That shot was taken high in the slot by Antela, as you can see. I think it went off the skate. Time of the Anoka player. Nonetheless, more pressure and tons of opportunities. But Rosenau, stubborn and stingy between the pipes tonight. He has faced 34 shots and made 33 saves. And the one that got by him was a fluttering puck on its side off the deflection. And by the time he spotted it, a skate was moving it in. Again, they gave credit to that goal to Antela, Marcus Antela. That would be his 5th of the season. That's the lone goal for Duluth East. But as we start this third period, we're going to take a look at what's coming up for QCTV at basketball. Totino Grace and Champlin Park had a chance to call the Champlin Park game in Maple Grove last night. Fantastic team, Champlin Park, currently ranked, I believe, number 5 in Class 4A. But they're going to take on Totino Grace. Totino Grace have, I believe, won the last 3 straight championships in Class 3, followed by Rogers at Andover. That's on the 21st. And more basketball, St. Francis versus Anoka, and that is on February 27th. So, and more postseason play coming like this as well. Hockey is starting to rank up. You saw the girls, Andover Husky squad. Congrats to them. They're heading to the state for their 8th consecutive season under the direction of Melissa Volk. And meanwhile, we get post-hockey, season hockey right now with this Anoka squad. I've always enjoyed it because teams, players, the mindset, everything's at a different level. And Anoka jumped out front in that first period with 3 goals by Lafferty, by Bruner, and also by Folstrom. That jumped out to that 3-0 lead. Had a couple of really good looks that you saw in the highlights in that second. Could not convert, and now we're back for this third period, and a power play is still in play here. About 90 seconds remaining on the third power play of the game for Duluth East. 2 previous successful penalty kills for Anoka. Moving in now. Trying to set up and move it around the perimeter. At the near side here to Lundell. Moves it across to the far right side. That was to Peterson. Lundell has it back, circles through that face-off circle and gets it back again to Peterson, moving in here. Shot, nope, pass across the way. Shot and a save, hit the post, side of the post. Tried to do a little tic-tac-toe. It was a tic-tac-no on that attempt. And trying to move Rosano. Trying to rotate him around left to right. Good execution, just unable to close on that goal attempt. Still, 40 seconds left on the power play. They bring it in. Duluth East sets up. That's Caden Cole. Now here's a shot that goes to the far corner, way off the mark. Trying to settle the puck, moving in, shot, fluttered, shot, deflects. Rosano, sit there. That was a stick out of midair on a cutter coming from that far side for Duluth East. That was Peterson, but gobbling up the save. Not allowing that puck to breathe. Once again, Rosano. 15 seconds on the power play. Duluth East pens this on a wrister and a save, feed, pads, and stick to the corner by Rosano. Anoka gets there first, sends it length to the ice. That will kill the third penalty. 3 for 3 on the penalty kill tonight for the Tornadoes. What's even better news is you get the speed and the skill of Lafferty out of that penalty box. Mashulis moves in, had it momentarily, now moved out. A kick back. Mashulis tries to pick it up at the half wall and move it down. And now cross ice, hard, off the stick. That went off of Falstrom. Second line here has been dynamite tonight. They have scored 2 of the 3 goals. Moves off the stick that time of Bruner and back the other way, a pass. They wave off the ice. Trying to corral. Good job by Rosano. He's not going to allow any little element affect that performance. He scoops it up and holds on to the puck. Excellent on the penalty kill so far here tonight. There's a shot, moving in, scoring. The shot was knocked down in front. And scurrying in to crash the net. They could see the loose biscuit in the blue. And getting there just in time was Cole Johnson, who picks up his second goal of the season. Boy, tough play, and now back to within just 1 goal. The shot was taken and there was traffic in front. The 2 players knocked the puck down. And he was trying to get to that puck. Was Rosano, but with a burst of acceleration, Cole Johnson got there first, and the junior tallies his second goal of the game, and now back to within 1 at 3-2.
Scoring for your Duluth East Greyhounds. His second goal of the season, number 15.
Moving it back again now. Duluth East trying to sustain some of that pressure.
With an assist on the goal for number 19, Henrik Spinningsby. Time of the goal, 2:30. That's Johnson.
Henrik from Spinningsby got the assist. Spinningsby took the shot. Now chipped away the stick and deflects. Lafferty tries to carry in. Had it knocked off his stick, regains possession. Now here comes Duluth East back. Stopping at the blue line, just inside. Peterson looks across, cutter coming, traffic, again, loose puck, and they go again off of a deflection and a lot of traffic in front. 2 quick goals here in this third period, and Duluth East has tied it up at 3-3. That goal will go to Cochran, Christian Cochran, his 4th goal of the season. But that was almost a tough goal with so much traffic. The initial shot came out, and that save but just trying to dart through, and Rosano had so much screening and activity around there, he couldn't get to the puck.
His fourth goal of the season, number 21, Christian Cochran.
Shot right back at it. The save is made. And still circling in front of the net that time was Goldsworthy. Brody.
Unassisted for the Greyhounds. Excuse me, Cochran unassisted for the Greyhounds at 3:31.
Goal unassisted by Cochran. And from this angle, maybe that initial save, but it just managed to work that deflection around. Rosano still playing well. Rosano has seen 44 shots already. Moving up, there hasn't been a shot that has beat him clean and one-on-one. He has stopped all of those, flashed the leather all night long, secured it. It's been deflections, screening, and that first goal, he made the save, and I still believe to this point it was still accidentally knocked in by a teammate off a skate. Big blast off the face-off by Duluth East. They have a 3-3 tie now. They've battled back from a 3-0 deficit, have chipped away. All of their goals have come even strength, even though they've had 3 power play opportunities. 12-15 to play here in this third period. Still a chance to get at it here. Knotted up. It's essentially 0-0. Same goal differential of what we started with. Skating in near side. Machulis tries a center shot, save. Oh, a good setup. Fulstrom put the shot on just into the midsection, but a good setup by Machulis. He brought the Rockets on that rush. Moving through, dropping it in. Race to the puck ensues. Still continuing to battle at it here. Duluth East, they've been able to sustain more of that pressure here early in this third period. First couple of periods, they were in and out. Now dancing around, dangling, trying to lift a shot over the shoulder of Rosano. And that's a no-go. We're tied 3-3. Glad to have you with us. Kick back in. Now a chance. Now behind the net. Peterson trying to get that Edgerton as well, working hard in the corner, trying to free up the puck. We'll have to see how Anoka responds after having that 3-0 lead. And now it quickly evaporated here in the third. Here comes some juice. Lafferty started his stride. He's moved off the puck. Back the other way, reciprocating the pressure. Duluth East skates in, has a look. Here's a wrister. Shot, save is made. And that is secured on the shot by Valley. Zach Valley, a 6'2", 175 junior. Backhanded to the corner. The Tornadoes trying to put some pressure here and forcing Cochran to recircle behind his net again. Picked up by Antela. Antela loses it on the turnover to Anoka. They send it back in. Unable to hold the zone. That time was the Tornadoes, but it's quickly sent right back in again. That time by Griffin Johnson. Johnson picked up an assist on the first goal of the game. Goal by Lafferty. Fanning trying to send it deep that time was Bruner. And now back on the stick for Duluth East. Team certainly rich in tradition. State high school championships, a lot like Anoka. Across the way through the neutral zone, and tip turns and fires it in. That time, Kuzmak. 9 and change remaining. Here in this third period, as both teams have an excellent effort. Now, this guy's been dangerous tonight. Bruner puts a wrister on, and it's secured there. He has a goal and an assist. The assist he has tonight came in that first period with 5 seconds left as he delivered a dime to his teammate, Fulstrom, who did his best Ovi to get down and bury it back of the net. Approaching the midway mark, as I mentioned, the winner, the midway mark of this third period. Tipped and shoveled away. Holding the zone. Good job to hold and keep the zone. Machulis. Now it's moved off of his stick. Pressure and numbers coming for Duluth East. Circling in the corner. Back again. A look. Far point. A blast here. Finds its way. And a loose puck and the rebound comes out. A rare rebound. Shot here. Goes up top. That just missed. Hitting. That was close to just getting Machulis in that helmet. Good block again up front by Machulis. You got to have those blocks, and Duluth East certainly doing that in that second period. But right now, shots on goal are going at 48-22. 48-22 in favor of Duluth East. They have scored 2 here in this third period. Again, the winner of this game will take on Rock Ridge Wolverines. That's right. Up at the Iron Trail Motors Rink. That game will take place on the 18th. Chance again, coming right back in. Deflection. Off the save. And Rosenow certainly has been kept busy throughout this Saturday evening. So Rock Ridge is the number 1 seed in Section 7. Number 2 goes to Grand Rapids. Waffle pad save, lofted high in the air. Anoka tried to get to that puck first. Possessed there by Duluth East, and they promptly send it back to that far corner. Opposite corner by Lundell. Back out, neutral ice, tipped ahead. And into the Anoka end. Trying to get it to Lafferty. Swatted with the backhand. And sent in that time by Janucci. Circling and now entering the lane. Gaining the lane, setting it to the corner. A puck here is diverted back to the corner. Griffin Johnson's trying to start it out. Just outside the blue line right now. Anoka just having some problems coming out clean. And now Duluth East is really dialing up the pressure and sustaining it more and more here in this third period. Behind the net, a collision. Kuzmak lost his stick. Heading over to try to help out was Nedlin, and this one's ringing along the board for the ice. So 6:26 left. As I mentioned, in that Section 7, so Grand Rapids is number 2. Andover was given the 3 seed, and they are going to play Duluth Denfield. That is on the 18th as well. So the winner of those two teams meet for the semis on the 22nd. But meanwhile, even more so, the winner of this team, or the winner of this matchup, takes on Rock Ridge. And we'll find out who that's going to be maybe in 6 minutes and 11 seconds, maybe in overtime. Nygaard came into this game with a record of 3-7. The goals against the 5. Save percentage at .861. That's Nolan Nygaard. Rosenau entered with a record of 6-13-1, and the goals against the 4.32. He has been playing lights out. I got to tell you, he has stopped everything directly at him. Shots that have threaded the needle and made their way through. He's made those saves, minimized rebounds. First goal was kind of quirky. The second one, deflection out in front. He couldn't get to it. But Cole Johnson could. He burst on the scene and got to that puck and buried it back of the net. The initial shots he's been handling, and the rebounds and the follow-ups as well, but you get a couple of 2-3 opportunities. And that's where Duluth East has been successful, as would many. Right now it's 5.5 to play. We're knotted up at 3 apiece. Into the corner, Peterson. Peterson tries to commandeer that puck and miss on an outlet pass here. Does Anoka. That's going to bring on another whistle for an ice. Pass there was intended for Luke Falstrom. Head coach Ted Michella said for the game, this senior leadership will play a huge factor in the outcome of today's game. And so far, it's been right. Seniors have scored 2 of the 3 goals, and the goaltending by Rosenau has been impressive. But we're tied at 3, coming from behind to pickpocket. Anoka putting the shot on. Antila looking for his second goal. Skirmed back behind. Now trying to control to the corner. A backhand swept from one corner to the other by Anoka. Buzzing in their own end right now is Duluth East. Puck moving, gathered. Kicked off to the side here, and now trying to move it up was Ryder. Moving it near side. Power move there to get it was Lundell, but poke checked away at the blue line. Not out, holding his own, moving in. Duluth East, little toe drag, but a beautiful job to pickpocket Duluth East as they make the move. Lafferty with the shot. He goes dialing it up. Bodies flying into blue in front of the goal. Back the other way. Numbers are favoring right now Duluth East on this rush. They're whistled for the offside. Good pressure. Good chance that time, as that setup was similar to that first goal for Lafferty, as he took a hard wrister, put the shot on, and he was going to crash the net, and that's what got him that first goal. He crashed the net, got the rebound, and put a backhand by Nygaard. That time, a collision happened after he was going in to pursue the puck after that initial shot. And he could not get to that loose puck. At the blue line, disrupted by Anoka. Bruner that time disrupted the progress. Circling now quickly back in, a high wrister, waffle pad save. Shots have elevated beyond 50 shots already here on goal for Duluth East. Holding the zone right at that blue line was Pierce, and he rings it along. Settling a bouncing puck temporarily was Anoka, but then it's lifted from behind. It was Jensen who had that puck initially. 3 and change to go. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left. We got a penalty coming up. Critical time here. 3 minutes And it's going to be a chance here as Anoka is going to get a chance on the power play. A critical situation here. Duluth East whistled here, and they're going to bring over them. Have a discussion at what transpired to see if they keep it at just a 2-minute. Heading to the sin bin is Edgerton. So they'll stick with the cross check. It's a cross check penalty. And the Anoka Tornadoes get a run here at the power play on the season at just 7% success rate on that power play. But this ain't any other game. This is postseason. Going in to try to set up the man advantage here are the Tornadoes. A chance to grab and reclaim the lead late in this third period. 2.5 to play. This shot, pad save, got the rebound, was sitting right there. Couldn't quite get it, guide it back was Roof. Behind the net. Still plenty of time left on the man advantage here for the Tornadoes. Late in this third, tied 3-3. Rister here, Lafferty this shot. Someone got enough on it to send it to the corner, redirects. To the corner, no one there, and Duluth East will get their first. Almost an outstanding job to hold the zone that time by Ryder. Now racing in, kick back up, shot on, kick to the corner. That chance on the shorty by Cole. He was bracketed by a couple of the Tornadoes. 150, big time check just down below us. Lafferty. This one goes to the side of the net. Anoka trying to come out clean here as they still have 40 seconds left on the power play. They have not been able to settle it since it was sent back length of the ice about 30 seconds ago. Now Peterson sends it back behind the goal, and Anoka has 20 seconds left on the power play. Reacquainting himself with the puck, moving in. Holstrom a shot. There's the rebound. He puts it right back on the stick. Trying to find someone to center to. He kicks it back. A good look here. That was Pender. Now back again. Following up. They're buzzing. There's an opportunity here. You can feel that shift. 3 seconds are left on the power play. Trying to go up top and fire it. Missing the net that rings along the board. We're under 55 seconds to play. Still tied. Unable to convert on the power play was Anoka. 45 seconds left and a 3-3 tie. And we get the ice. Faceoff will come all the way back into the Hounds' end of the ice. Wow. The way they were cycling Anoka on that power play, you felt like something was about to happen. And Falstrom was certainly active on that power play. They're going to allow substitution in here, and that's going to be Falstrom who comes right back in. So both teams, even strength. Successful penalty kill for the Hounds. They win the faceoff, and 35 seconds, that's what remains. Here in regulation, we have a 3-3 tie. Tip there at the blue line, trying to chase it down. The Greyhounds moved off, shot goes through the slot. And moved aside off the skate, circling Anoka back in. 12 seconds left. 12 left. This one's lifted to the corner. Bruner heads to the bench. Sending it right back in again. That time is Weinhold. 3 seconds left. And we are at the end of regulation. We will go directly to overtime here. Play a half a period, and if still no one scores, they'll resurface and we'll do a full period. But it's sudden death overtime, 3-3 tie. What an exciting game and a matchup here. Postseason play, can you imagine what has transpired? It was Anoka who jumped out to that 3-0 lead in that first period. Spectacular start.
Hi, I'm Jeff Johnson, the Executive Director at Can Do Canines, where we raise and train assistance dogs to transform people's lives. Our dogs fetch more than just toys. Trained with special skills, these dogs fetch freedom and independence and peace of mind for people with disabilities or at facilities that can benefit from the dogs. Our dogs choose from 6 different types of careers. They can help people who have mobility challenges, hearing loss or deafness, seizure disorders, type 1 diabetes, or childhood autism, or at facilities such as hospitals or community service providers. Since 1989, we've created over 900 mutually beneficial partnerships between these specially trained dogs and people. We place all of our dogs free of charge, thanks to generous supporters, and our mission is only possible due to the care and love that hundreds of volunteers offer by opening their homes to our dogs. Some of the people who help raise and train our dogs are inmates at prisons throughout Minnesota and Wisconsin that partner with us. Each dog stays for months at a time, sharing a cell with their inmate handler, who spends time developing some of the skills our dogs need for their future person. I invite you to check out our website, candocanines.org, for more information or to see when one of our upcoming open houses is happening. We and our amazing dogs hope to meet you soon.
Postseason play did not disappoint. We're going to overtime. It's a 3-3 tie. Anoka in Duluth East. This is into that 15th round of a heavyweight battle. Here you can see the first goal scored that got things going off that rebound for Duluth East. That got it back to within 1, and then the initial save coming back in, dangled, and that puck just rolled in past the deflection. That tied it up. At 3-3, Johnson and Cochran picked up the 2 goals for Duluth East in that third period, and this is where we're at right now. Live action, 8-minute overtime period. Sudden death overtime. You know, those seniors are playing with some grit and determination. They want to extend their seasons. Carry in this time, Edgerton. Half wall, trying to leave it there. Wrister, oh, a hard wrister. Secured all the way after that shot by the Greyhounds. Again, Rosano just saw his 53rd shot. And most of them have been identical to that. Brisk, hard shots. 53-25 shots on goal off the face-off. Trying to carry that deep was Goldsworthy. Back behind the play, and the players on top. They're still buried in the corner. That was Goldsworthy, and now back the other way comes Anoka. Also tied up back there was Ryther. Anoka has it here, cuts in, deflects. Oh, and a chance to spart in and get a good look that time. Was just deflected off the stick of Bruner, who came in off the bench, and that eluded the blue line. Duluth East picks it up from behind their own net. Couple of touch passes. Taking a swift there is Ryther. Tried to clear it. Getting to the puck first. It's Kuzmak. Kuzmak sent to the ice, and Anoka cannot connect on that outlet pass, and that's going to bring an icing. Well, Duluth East fought back from 3 down. And I'll tell you, Rosano deserves a win, whether he wins or loses. That kid, the senior, has been so impressive. On the breakout, face-off, controlled. Here comes Anoka. A wrister, that's corralled, a shot saved and secured after the shot taken by Machulis. Teddy Machulis, 5 goals, 1 assist on the season. Lafferty, the leading goal scorer, picked up his 9th here on the first goal of the game. Wrestling after it has been Fulstrom in that Bruner line along with Machulis. When they get buzzing, they've been active and they had scored 2 of the 3 goals here tonight. Quickly off the boards and the chance. Drop pass, a good look. Rister over the top. Over the top, skating in, and Peterson had a good look at a game-winning goal. But went too high. I can't tell if that hit the crossbar or not. I didn't hear it hit it. Peterson with 1 game-winning goal this season. Had a golden look there, but I'll tell you, when you're facing someone, another save made again. When you're facing Rosano, you try to be almost too perfect because you know it needs to be there. Here's a wrister, flutters over the top after being deflected. That was by Roof. 1 and done. Tornadoes back on defense. Trying to work it around that time. Peterson. It's chipped ahead. Carry in, Lafferty with it. Lafferty with his shot. The initial save is made. The good news for Anoka, they hold on to that possession and now try to cycle. Try to put some pressure and do some forechecking to create another good look opportunity. That's Roof in the corner, deflects it back behind the net. Holding the zone, far point is Anoka. On that backside was Roof if they could have gotten him the puck. He was waiting. Pass that kind of locked up the defenseman that time, Pender. He sends it deep. But now Duluth East quickly out to center ice. Anoka controls and rolled it back. That time it was Goldsworthy who was on top of the puck. Finally was Anoka able to control and move it out. 4:20 to play. This sudden death overtime coming their way on QCTV. Puck flutters behind the net. Getting there first was Cole to the far point. Here's a wrister. Save, no rebound. Just textbook perfect tonight for Rosano. And oh, by the way, that's shot number 56 that he has seen tonight. Anoka, 28 shots on goal. In the first period, it was 20-8 shots on goal, and 3 of the 8 got by. Nygaard for Duluth East in that first period, hence the 3-0 lead. Across the board, now trying to lift it out. A glove deflection for Duluth East allowed them to hold the zone. And then from the near side, just below us, Cochran lofts it to the corner. Anoka tries to come out, controls with it now. Soli has it in the corner, pitched up, put shot, and again, more and more time. Now Anoka can get into that Duluth East end. They're going to see that. So back again, deflect. Here comes Duluth East. Good job of tangling up and not making an easy entrance there for Kramer was the defense for Anoka. Under 3 to play. If no one scores at the end of this 8-minute session, they will resurface and we'll have an intermission and go the full period for another sudden death overtime period. 2:45, that's what remains in this first 8-minute session of sudden death overtime. Chipped ahead. Back behind and now on the hunt for the puck. That is Peterson. Had it momentarily, disrupted by Anoka. They will now carry out. Guide it to the corner. Janussi trying to now rip it up away off the board. Turnover there. Back in on the backhand by Peterson. Peterson backhands and they shift out lines extremely quick here. Duluth East trying to take advantage. But instead here comes Anoka. Lafferty's coming in. Lafferty was getting ready to pedal his way towards the front of the net and unleash a shot. Had it poke checked at the last minute. He's reacquainted with the puck behind, trying to center out front. Good eyes to Roof, but that pass was deflected. Over the top of the goal, just missed. Went over the shoulder and just over the top of the crossbar. Winding this one up, deflected. A shot taken by Pender. But good pressure here because the Tornadoes forechecking and applying and getting some good looks. 90 seconds left in sudden death overtime. 3-3 tie. Moved away, loose puck deflects. Back to Anoka. Anoka sends it right back in again. Controlled on that turnover. Now here's a chance. Petrulis had it knocked off of his stick. Outside the blue line. Firing a wrister was Roof. With 55 seconds left in this overtime. 3-3 tie. And Anoka will move it up, trying to have a stretch pass connect there with Lafferty. Or that was Fulstrom rather. Set up, and you can tell both teams getting a little bit ragged out here. 30 seconds left. This is the time when you can try to get that winning goal. Extra chance. There's a shot. Pad save. Beautiful save. Now a shot. Now a winning goal. Duluth East gets the winner after 2 deflections and 2 beautiful saves with 20 seconds left in overtime. Duluth East scores their 4th unanswered goal in overtime and takes home a 4-3 win. And you've got to feel bad for Rosano. Rosano has been playing outstanding in the net. Again, he made the initial save, a secondary save, another one that hit the post, and finally they squeaked it across that blue line. Rosano, 60 shots is what he saw tonight. Nothing beat him direct the whole night. It had to be a deflection, a redirect, a rebound, couple of rebounds. But kudos goes out to the Anoka Tornadoes. Here you get a look at that game-winning goal. It was a scrum. Rosano, I'm sure, disappointed as his high school career ends here with the Anoka Tornadoes. He has to be exhausted from the effort he put forth. And Duluth East takes home the win. A game-winning goal in overtime with just 20 seconds remaining. And Duluth East now will advance to take on the number 1 seed in Section 7. Hey, a great effort put forth here by head coach Ted Machulis and his team and the Anoka Tornadoes. A tough ending to a season as they end their season at 6-19-1. Duluth East ups the ante now to 4-22 and advances to the quarterfinals in Section 7. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. Tough loss for Anoka, a thriller for Duluth East. They get the winner with 20 seconds left in overtime and advance in the section playoffs. A 4-3 win for Duluth East over the Anoka Tornadoes. Joe Rulin along with Ryan here in the camera, the crew. back in the studio. Thanks for joining us on this QCTV Saturday night presentation. Have yourself a Major League evening at a minor league price.